Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Overseas Nursing Band and my name is Jane. I'm back to you again today. Today is just a quick question, a very quick one that someone asked. Personally, I think it's a very vague question because if you ask me, what's the first thing I do when I come to the UK? It's a lot of first things to do, but I'm going to try and narrow it down quickly, shortly, to just give a brief idea of what your expectations would be as you arrive the UK. But before we continue, how are you? Are you all right? You doing well, keeping warm and keeping safe? All right, it's good to know that. Anyway, so the question kinda is, what are your expectations when you're coming to the UK? And I'm assuming for example, if you're coming as a nurse, you've done your CBT, you've done your past, I mean, you're at the level where you're coming to do your OSCE exams here in the UK. And because a lot of people come through various routes, so people come as students, and people come through agents, and people come applying directly to a trust, for example. Usually, if you're coming through a trust or an agent, what happens is usually they put you through on what to do when you get here. Because they help you, assist you during the relocation, during your relocations anyway. They assist you, so they would have, I'm assuming they would have done all these things for you. So it's getting a bank account, accommodation. Obviously, accommodation is something that needs to be sorted when you come. Having said that, when you live abroad, it's difficult to get the kind of accommodation that you want to have. Okay, so the kind of accommodation that you want, when you come in here, then you settle down and look for proper accommodation in a very good location. So what happens is, um obviously your agent would have sorted that for you. If you're applying straight from a trust, probably, I'm assuming as well that they might also assist you in some kind of ways with that accommodation situation. But once you get into the UK, you're looking at registering with a GP. So usually everyone has a general practitioner, general physicians that is close to them, to your address, where if you're ill, you could go and see. So you're registering with a doctor. Usually what you will need to register with your doctor would be your proof of address, your ID card. So it could be your passport, your biometric residence permit. If you're coming from a student, from as a student, there will be a letter from your school of introduction. If you're coming as a nurse, for example, I believe if you trust, there would have been a letter to say this is who you are, a letter of introduction, because you need all of those to be able to register with a GP. So I would assume that would be the top priority on the list of things that you will want to do when you get to the UK. Another thing that I want to really say as well is opening a bank account. Okay, I just want to put a disclaimer here. I'm not a financial person. I'm not affiliated to any banks or financial institutions. I'm just giving a general idea for someone who is just coming in to a country for the first time, what to expect and what to do. All right, I've put that out there. What I'm going to say is this: they're usually the traditional banks, and now there are all this other new banks that are online that you do. Each one of them, the traditional banks, brick and mortars, they have the advantages and disadvantages, and the online ones as well have the advantages and disadvantages. But personally, for me, if I'm coming, I would go for the traditional banks because of the benefits that are bound with them. So you're thinking of when you're going to be getting a mortgage, you're thinking about when you're going to be getting credit cards, It's easy with them. And then there's some of the banks that are better with mortgage. There are some of the banks that are very good when you're getting credit cards or you're getting loans, or what services that is personal to you. And so I would look at all of those things and then go to the normal high street banks. And there's no rule that says you can have more than one. You can have one high street bank, and then you can also have one online bank. So online bank, I would say like Monzo, like I think Wise, I think yeah, but do your due diligence first before you and decide what is suitable for you. But um just for the sake of this video, that those are the things I would do first when I'm arriving here in the UK. And as well, if you're a family person, so say you have children, you want to look at schools as well, getting your children registered in school, you know, as that's one of the things I would do. So your accommodation should be close to where your school is and close to be within where you live. Then another thing, as somebody that is arriving to the UK, I want to look into is getting a driver's license. It's very important, especially if you have children, and especially when you start doing agency as well, you know, traveling as a nurse. It's you a car is very, very essential for that purpose. So I will look at I'll just say this, if you're coming to the UK, especially from Western Africa, most countries, and you have an international license, you are allowed to use that for 1 year. And before you now convert to the UK driving license. So if I'm coming, I would have learned how to drive in my country of origin. I would have gotten an international license and then come here to use it, and then look into registering and getting your own license here. So those are one of the things I would look into, consider doing first if I'm coming to live here. So we've said about getting registered with the GP, getting a bank that is suitable for you, looking about mortgages, looking about credit cards, you know, that help to build your credit history, because for you to get anything, you need to have a good credit rating. And for you to have a good credit rating, you obviously need to be using some financial equipment. So yeah, and then as well, you look at getting a driver's license. Another things which I think is getting a community of people. Say if you're a Christian, a church, or any of such groups like that, because sometimes when you come here for the first time, it can be very lonely. And also you want to get a group. If it's very important, I think I'll put that as number one, getting a group of people that are like-minded. So having like a community, a church community, your place of worship community, people that understand where you're coming from, people that you can laugh to their jokes, you know, and people that understand your jokes and your mannerisms and your gestures is very, very important. And you can share some hidden jokes even though you're living thousands of miles away from home and your family. It's very important to beat that depression and initial anxiety, where you can settle in. Yeah, I would advise that. So 4 things now I've said: registering with the GP, getting your bank, driver's license, having a community. So it could be your church, it could be whatever place of worship or things that you do if you're a non-worshiper, whatever, getting all of those things and being able to assimilate it. But that is very important anyway. So I hope with this 5th point of mind, I've been able to convince you. Okay, so that is it all for now. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to send it and we'll deal with it. Yeah. By the way, I want to say thank you to everyone that's been watching my video, that's been sharing, and that has commented or liked. Thank you, you're the real MVP. And if you're new, you're just joining us, would you consider sharing this video, subscribing, and being a part of this family? All right. Until next time, do take care and have a blessed week, month ahead. And before I go, I just want to say congratulations to as many that have passed their OSCE recently. I'm going to be doing more skills as well. Congratulations, congratulations. And those that are going to write their OSCEs, I'm wishing you all the very best. Congratulations in advance as well. Do take care of yourselves. Bye. Mwah.